Okay, hello. Today we are taking the humble pipe into the lap of luxury. Welcome to the Tainted Tavern.
Welcome to the Tainted Tavern. Come sit inside for free.
Okay, today's review is a Peterson tobacco. It's Peterson's Dublin Luxury Blend. Now, Luxury Blend has got a bit of a storied history. It was first brought out, I think, towards the end of the late 1980s, early 1990s, and during that period, Peterson was still getting the tobaccos produced and blended by Murray's. But later, when Murray's went, I think in 2005, production of Peterson's tobaccos shifted over to the Scandinavian Tobacco Group, who still make it to this day. Now, Peterson, as I say, Luxury Blend, has a good reputation, but there are pipe smokers that claim that the original Luxury Blend, which was blended by Murray's, was superior to the current day version. I don't know if there's any truth in that, and I do suspect that sometimes it's just a little bit of a false memory, because we all tend to, when we buy a tobacco which we may have smoked years ago, and it's different manufacturers these days, we get the impression that the original stuff was better, was superior. Just the way it is, I'm afraid. I'm also going to the little dog is in the window there, and the postman's just about to come, so she's going to bark now and interfere with my video. Yes, here, postman. Load of rubbish. Advertisement for some company who are cleaning gutters out, and something from Morrison's. Apparently I've got £25.70 worth of coupons inside, so I'll put that one aside because it may be worth looking at. Now, as I say, these days Peterson Luxury Blend is produced by the Scandinavian Tobacco Group. It's a mixture of Virginia, Burley, Cavendish, and I think some Maryland tobaccos. The toppings on this, it's an aromatic, are said to be honey and vanilla. Let's crack this tin open a moment. I've already opened it, so let's give it a bit of a sniff here. It's a rough ribbon cut, I would describe the tobacco. On the nose, you're getting an orangey, citrusy taste. I'm also going to take a beer with this. I mean, it's 10:30 in the morning. I've been working all morning. I'm going to go out the garden for a couple of hours, but doing a review gives me an excuse for to partake in a morning beer. Just the one. This is an ale made in Wales, so it's from the Gower Brewery. It's marked as Gower Power. Ales of outstanding natural beauty, which is a play on the fact that the Gower Peninsula in the Swansea area is in fact an area of natural beauty. So I'm just going to pour this to accompany my pipe, and we'll have a chat. I purchased, in fact I did a review on this channel, and I don't know if many of you who come here especially for my pipe reviews bother to watch any of my other videos, but I recently reviewed an internet radio set that I bought to add to my system here. I love this thing. Internet radio, I mean, I'm old enough to be amazed by the fact I can get it, radio stations from all over the world, and it's coming through my normal Wi-Fi. But I found this channel, an old-time radio channel, because I do like radio plays, dramas, comedies. But I found this channel being broadcast from Australia, from Sydney in Australia, and it's called Sydney OTR. So OTR is the shorthand for old-time radio. And they've got various old-time radio stations. But the one that I'm really fond of, and I've got stored as a favourite on this, is Sydney OTR Britain. And it plays stuff. I'm just going to put it on quickly now before we talk about the pipe. And here's the Goons.
Which Casey was hit.
Do love the Goons. But last night I was listening to this, and And what I listened to an episode of To the Man Born, really entertaining, sat here at the table with my headphones on, and my wife was watching Married at First Sight or something rubbish like that on the TV, so I was listening to radio coming all the way from Sydney in Australia, and they played To the Man Born, of course, with Keith Barron and Penelope Keith. There was an episode of Dad's Army, then there was Doctor Who on the radio. It was quite an experience. But anyway, I'm waffling now. Just really pleased with my internet radio. I do love the goons. Okay, the tin art here, spoiled as always, as every tobacco is over here in the UK with this smoking kills, quit now nonsense. It's a black round label, tin art. Used to be quite a nice looking tin. These days every tobacco tin looks pretty much the same. I notice some people will make stickers and stick them over the tins, but I don't bother with that. But anyway, as I say, it's a rough ribbon cut, nice moisture level in the tin. Let's fill up a pipe here, and today I'm smoking not an expensive pipe, in fact a budget pipe that I bought from Glass Tobaccos and Leather in Abergavenny for about 20 quid. It's a Wellbo, so it's a briar pipe, it's a cheap budget pipe. I bought this for the car when I was in work, you know, because I could throw it in the glove box and I wasn't worried if it got damaged, but it's proved to be a really good smoker now that it's been broken in. So I'm just going to put some tobacco in the bowl here and maybe give the beer a taste. It's not bad, very treacly, very traditional ale tasting, which is what you'd expect. It's 5.5% by volume, so that's quite a potent beer, but it's a delicious smooth beer. So yeah, I'm just packing up my pipe here. Another thing which I purchased recently, funny enough, I just had those Morrison coupons through, and I purchased this in Morrison's, a pack of cheap lighters. I just like these because of the long stem here, so you can get it into your bowl without scorching the rim of the bowl. Only cheap little bit lighters, I think £3, $2.99 for two, so they're quite handy. I mean, they're disposable, they're not refillable, but they're good for filling a pipe, for lighting a pipe rather. Okay, so that's the pipe filled. I've got my little dachshund cross with a Chihuahua, known as a Chihuahua or a Mexican hot dog, on the windowsill here, looking out of the window. I've got my old English bulldog Maddie wandering around. Now and then you can hear her feet padding on the floor in there. So let's get this pipe lit and discuss what we get from this. Now, as I say, I can't be sure if I've ever smoked the original Murray's iteration of Peterson's Luxury Blend. I probably had back in the day, but it would have been a long time ago. And I've got no real recollection, so I can't compare this to the original Murray's version. But what I will do is give, at least try and give an honest review of what you get today with Peterson's Luxury Blend. I mean, even if I don't like this, I still wouldn't slag it off, because if you've watched a lot of my tobacco reviews, you'll see that I never really slag a pipe tobacco off, because if I find something that's not to my taste, that's not to say it's not to everyone's taste. So anyway, let's get this lit, give it a quick charring light.
As I watch the sun descending, and
I think I'm going to bring out the song Smoking My Pipe Out of Retirement.
the birds fly home to rest, in the hush when day is ending, that's the hour when I feel blessed, smoking my pipe, smoking my pipe.
Now, as I say, it's an aromatic, so it's quite mild. Creamy on first impressions.
Like a whisper through the cornfield comes a gentle evening breeze. At the doorway of my cottage I recall old memories.
I think the room note would be very acceptable. Am I getting any of vanilla out of this?
Smoking my pipe. Smoking my pipe.
Not sure.
Those far off places beyond the blue. Familiar
There is a
faces that once I knew. I recall those days behind me and the happiness they meant. Every sundown you will find me with a heart that is content, smoking my pipe.
a citrus on this, like orange, which is kind of strange, because the toppings are supposedly vanilla and honey.
Smoking my pipe.
It's not overpowering though in the sense of its toppings. You are getting a proper tobacco taste, which is a good thing, always a good thing.
You remember the first time we met? You were the only one in that railway carriage who didn't like me smoking.
Burns really well. Slowly sipping the beer, the pipe. Sipping the beer too.
Madeira pipe. Compromise, I opened the window. What a lovely surprise you gave me on our wedding day. A tobacco jar. How I remember each smile and
Brilliant combination, the beer and the pipe. I think, maybe getting some honeyed sweetness now.
as life's December is drawing near.
We're up on over 800 subscribers now at the Tainted Tavern, which is really cool. Really pleased with that, so thank you for that. And if you haven't subscribed, then please subscribe to this channel. It doesn't cost you anything, it'll help the channel get noticed. It'll help the YouTube, here we go with now bad pronunciation, algorithm. I can never say that. And of course, give this video a thumbs up, don't leave a comment, excuse me.
Sport that demands the balance of a tightrope walker, the agility of a tumbler, and the stamina of a lumberjack. Yes, when it comes to a champion, the proof is in the rolling. And when it comes to a champion smoking tobacco, the proof is in the puffing. That's why Prince Albert is America's largest selling smoking tobacco. Yes, the proof is in the puffing. Prince Albert burns steady. Prince Albert smokes cool. Prince Albert tastes fresh. And now, for the man who prefers the convenience of a pouch, Prince Albert comes in this handy new foil pouch, as well as the famous pocket tin. Pouch or tin, the proof is in the puffing.
Oh, the proof is in the puffin'. Prince Albert has the flavor most favored in the USA.
Try Prince Albert in the handy new foil pouch or famous pocket tin.
Time's old ever-moving finger closes one more day, but yet, while such thoughts as mine can linger, I'll have nothing to regret. Smoking my pipe.
Yeah, maybe a bit of the uneatness. I am tasting Virginia though, that familiar Virginia taste, good quality Virginia taste. It's a good quality Virginia used in this. And the Cavendish, which largely carries all the casings, emphasizes the casings. Black Cavendish is known for that. It's providing a sweetness.
Smoking my pipe. Smoking my pipe.
But I say it pairs well with this beer. Brewed using a blend of barley, crystal, Caragold and wheat malts. Powerful, balanced and endowed with a good dollop of quality hops. Welsh, warming, malty, fruity and strong. Best enjoyed with a good view. Well, luckily I've got a good view from my window. Best enjoyed with the Goon Show playing in the background, which as soon as I finish this video, I'm probably going to get my radio back on. I've got to go back to work. I've got a lot more writing to do today. But I'll keep Radio Sydney playing in the background there. Another interesting channel I found comes from New York, and it's called the Penthouse, and it plays kind of cool jazz and the crooners, Sinatra, Dean Martin, all that lot, as well as modern music in that style. It's a really good channel, the Penthouse. I'm halfway through the bowl now, and it's providing me with rich taste here. There is definitely some citrus here, and yes, that honeyed sweetness seems to be more forward now that I've gone halfway through the bowl. But the primary taste on this is good quality Virginia type tobacco taste, so grassy, hay-like. What's amazing is this cheap little pipe as well, this Wellbore. It's as I say, it's real briar. I mean, it's not the type of briar that would grace an high-end pipe, you know. That doesn't matter to me though. But it's a lovely little chunk of briar. It's got its own little system on the back here, which is very much based on the Peterson P-lip system. Although with the P-lip, the old tends to be on the top to direct the smoke up to the roof of the mouth. This is right here in the front. But I mean, I'm very pleased with this pipe. It wasn't expensive, you know, 20 quid. I tend day to day to smoke a lot of the cheaper end of my pipes. I smoke a lot of the Morgan Bones lately. So I've got 2 Morgan Bones. I've done a few reviews using my Morgan Bones. I really like those pipes. They were about 40 quid. So yeah, creamy, sweet, with a room note that won't offend a non-smoker. It's a pleasant room note. Someone walking past, little dog's going to bark again. Little dog, be quiet. When the wife goes out in the morning, little dog spends most of the day in the window looking outside, and every time someone comes past, she lets out a bark, which then starts the English bulldog off. It's chaos. What I will say about this tobacco is when your pipe's packed correctly, it smokes really good. It doesn't burn. It doesn't bite at all. It burns nice and slowly and evenly, just sipping away. It's an enjoyable, relaxing pipe. I can imagine when a bowl of this every evening with a glass of whiskey, sat back, you know, watching the sunset. In fact, this tobacco probably would go well with a good Speyside whiskey. Something fruity, light and fruity. Which is probably a way to describe this tobacco. I think the burley now as well is making itself known. It's burning really well. I've got to be close to the bottom of the bowl now. And considering I'm talking a lot, it hasn't had too many relights. Yeah, it goes well with the beer. I'm thinking of changing my name on Facebook rather than just having Gary Martin Dots. I might preface it to benefits with Gary Martin Dots. So then whenever anyone sends me a friend request and I accept it, they'll get a notification that will say, "You are now friends with benefits with Gary Martin Dots." Something I read online the other day and it tickled me, that did. Okay, getting to the last quarter of the bowl. Very, very creamy tobacco, very enjoyable tobacco. Nice in the mouth, doesn't burn, won't give tongue bite, which is something that you can't say about all aromatics. And yes, that room note, sweet. Decent tobacco. If you're a fan of aromatics, then I would highly recommend Peterson's Luxury Blend. Very much so. You're getting a quality tobacco that doesn't overdo the top ends, which a lot of aromatics can do. Too much topping on it to give that big poofy aromatic aroma. And then it can end up being an unpleasant smoke because you've got to sip it really slowly. It'll burn, it'll bite your tongue. This doesn't do that. It seems to be expertly blended. You can stick it in your mouth, you can sip away at it. It doesn't go out too often. It's a delicious taste. I'm getting like a porridge oatiness now, which I think is coming from the burley, the nuttiness of the burley. Yeah, that's Peterson Luxury Blend. Highly recommended. Thanks for watching. Please, as I say, give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Let's talk tobacco. Let's talk beer. Let's talk pipes. And also, if you haven't done so already, then please subscribe, share this video, get it out there, recommend it to friends of yours. There's a lot more pipe-related stuff to come on this channel. Even though I cover a broad range of subjects, reviewing internet radio for one thing. The Goon Show, what's not to love with the Goon Show? Yes, it's good. Book reviews, film reviews, talking about my own writing, my own work. There's a lot of Elvis stuff to come up because that's the project I'm working on at the moment for my publisher. So, but please, keep coming back, keep clicking like, keep giving thumbs up, keep leaving comments. See you soon. So, cheers. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this pipe of my beer and get back to work. So, cheers, yaki da, salanji. See you soon. Thanks for coming to the Tainted Tavern.
Come back soon.